How's it going? So if you watched the other day's video, I think I uploaded it yesterday or day before, one of those two. I did a little talking about different forms of electronic cigarettes and vaping and all of that. And you know, I kind of talked about my first electronic cigarette or first venture into vaping was one of these, you know, little things that looks just like a normal cigarette. You have the little cartridges. They just pull this little little rubber piece out, and you stick it onto the little battery. And you have your little atomizer right here. Screws onto your battery. The battery is rechargeable and supposed to replace smoking. Well, I really didn't find any enjoyment in it. It wasn't any good to me, so of course it kind of just, you know, being that I bought this a while back and I don't think I used anything past the initial cartridge that I stuck on here. Of course, I recently pulled it out, you know, the back of the drawer and threw the cartridge away because it had since dried out. But you know, that's pretty much where I started at. And then I gave it a break for many years, and I guess one night I started looking into different things, and I had a coworker of mine. He was, you know, smoking or vaping on a product similar to this, you know, pen style, ego style, electronic cigarette. And I started talking to him about it, asked him where he got it, different things, and how he liked it. And the first thing he said, I've been smoke free for, you know, 6 months so far, you know. So that kind of made me think, wow, you know, this. And then he's like, you know, I used to be pack a day, 2 packs a day. And so I figured, all right, you know. And then some time went by, more time went by. I started looking back into it. And one day I decided, you know what, I'm going to go purchase one of these. And I immediately enjoyed it. Now, after a while, the liquid I was originally using, I didn't quite, you know, it kind of had a funky taste, or not really a funky taste, but just a funky smell to the exhaled vapor. And I could never really pinpoint that to anything. So I, you know, other than, you know, just being the juice. So I went to another company. We'll leave that right there. And went to this company, Johnson Creek. I think my bottle has a little liquid on the outside. Went to them, bought a few of their different juices, tried them out in there. And I was like, you know what? I really like this stuff. So, you know, here's one company I recommend, Johnson Creek. On these, you know, you can kind of go to your heart's content. This right here is a GSH2. This was sold by Lotus, is the company that this was you know, the whole thing was packaged together by. But you can buy different ones. You can get Kanger tops. You can get the iClear 16s. My buddy's been using the iClear 16s. He likes them. One thing I will recommend on these is when you buy it, they sell, a lot of times they'll sell it, you know, you can buy a kit. And there's nothing wrong with buying a kit. That's what I did. But what I recommend is getting, you know, the Clearomizer of whatever style you like, and getting one of these variable voltage batteries. You know, much larger capacity. I think this battery is about a 650 mAh battery, and this is a 900. So, you know, you get much more capacity on the battery. And, you know, in my opinion, from my understanding, these are putting out about 3.3 volts. So you can just start off at about 3.3 volts, and then you can play with it until you find that the vapor production and the flavor is, you know, what you like. You can just kind of play with the voltage on it. And a lot of times when you go to these places, they can recommend, you know, where you should set your voltage at. So ask them if you're unsure. But I definitely recommend getting one of those batteries. This is the e-cig twist. So, you know, after I went on from that, you know, I enjoyed that, and another shop popped up in town that was selling vaping supplies, and you know, I told my buddy, and it's like, hey, let's go check them out. So, you know, it was the guy that was on the podcast the other day with me, or the video podcast, whatever we're gonna call that. So him and I went to a different store, and I picked up one of these iTaste MVP version 2 little mods, which is variable voltage, variable wattage. You can get has a built-in ohm meter, internal battery voltage, and I'm gonna do a separate review on all these different products. But on top of here, this is something I just picked up. But when I originally purchased it, I purchased it with which it comes with 2 iClear16s. I gave one of them to my buddy, and the other one I just have, it's still in the packaging just in case I ever need a spare Clearomizer for anything. So I picked up the iTaste MVP and one of these Kangar Tech Pro Tank 2s. You know, removable drip tip. You can disassemble the entire thing, give it a good cleaning. You can replace all the parts, although, you know, these are only about $20. So, you know, if something actually happened, I mean, I believe this is Pyrex and all the rest of this is steel or brass, chrome plated brass. So, I mean, if something actually breaks on here, I would probably just chuck this and go just buy a whole new setup, and then whatever's good on this one, just throw those good pieces in a little bag and keep them for spares for the new one. And as you see on the top of this is I believe this is actually a clone. It's the Nimbus rebuildable atomizer, or RBA. And as you can see inside here, we have the 3 posts, and you know, our 2 wicks. And basically we pop out the drip tip, take our bottle of e-liquid, put a few drops in there, you know, plug this back in, and you know, vape away. In my opinion, you know, this Nimbus compared to the Kangar, you know, I really like the Kangar tank. I like this other tank actually too. I mean, I've been lucky. Pretty much everything I've bought so far, I've enjoyed. Whenever I put this top, which I kind of set it up the way I originally purchased it, but I did notice that, you know, having a variable voltage battery is really, really worth it. And you know, you can pick up this battery for about $30. You know, probably $25-$30 is about the average I've seen them going for. And then depending on what Clearomizer you buy, you can spend anywhere from, you know, a couple bucks to, you know, $15-$20. So, you know, like on the iClear16s, I think they're only like $3 or $4. So you can put one of those together and get you a charger for the battery, or the little shop you buy it from might just, you know, toss one in just as a, here you go. But that's pretty much my, you know, this is pretty much my setup. I just picked up the rebuildable atomizer, so that's what's on my MVP. But I mean, the vapor production on this is just, you know, really really good. The flavor's excellent. I really like it. But this is something that I would definitely, I probably wouldn't get right off the bat. Oh, my little lav mic just wiggled the camera. But, you know, all in all, You know, it's vaping is one of those things that you can start off simple. You know, something like this. You may find one that you like the taste, and you know it's good for you. Or you can step up to, you know, something like this. You know, you can step up to something, you know, like this Kanger on one of these twist batteries. You know, one of these variable batteries, or a mod with a, you know, pro tank or something on it. And then you can step up to where you got a mod with a rebuildable atomizer on top of it. So, and there's so many different companies, so many different juices out there, and you know, it's definitely you could start off and it can just be you know, something to get you off of the nicotine, or not off the nicotine, but get you off the normal cigarettes, or it can go into something where it's just a little fun hobby on the side, you know, and you got rid of the smoking, you know, regular tobacco and paper cigarettes, and you've, you know, gone to something like this. So thanks for watching, and enjoy your vape.